I would love to hear your account of what you remember about Luigi.
Okay, so it started. My friend from college was visiting me, and I took him to. I wanted to show him around Bangkok, so I took him to a pretty busy nightlife area called Soy Cowboy, and we were walking around, and I chose to sit at a pub which had booths facing the street, so you could kind of people watch. So I approached the booth and I saw Luigi. He was sitting on the corner. So I put about one or two booths of spacing and I sat next with my friend. And we just started talking in English. And a couple minutes later, Luigi kind of introduced myself and he asked, "Hey, where are you guys from?" So we just started having conversation. I said I was from the U.S. We were both from Texas. But I said my parents live in Alexandria, Virginia, so I go back there when I'm in the U.S. And he said he was from Maryland, so we quickly had a good connection. I asked him like, well, what are you doing here? How long have you been here? And he said he was just vacationing around Asia. He asked us what we were doing here in Thailand, and I said I played here and lived in Bangkok, and I play soccer professionally, and my friend was just visiting me. So the more we started talking, I asked him, he mentioned that he had graduated and I mentioned that I had dropped out to pursue soccer. I asked him what he graduated in. He said computer science. And I immediately had a connection because that's what I was studying when I attended university. So I asked him what he would recommend I go into specifically for computer science. And he was very eager to say AI, and he said it would be the next big thing. And the way he spoke about it, he seemed very intelligent about it. So I absolutely took his word and believed him. So we started
How
talking
did
more. We were
I
having
was
some
just going to jump
drinks.
in there
Yeah.
because I'm curious about how the conversation went from that very innocuous, set of topics to greedy CEOs and then eventually to the name Brian Thompson. Take me to that moment.
Yeah. So he asked me about, because I told him I had been living there at the time for about 3.5, 4 years in Thailand, and he asked me about my life, how I liked it over here. And I kind of went on a little rant. I said, well, I love it here. The price of rent, of food, of travel, of staying in hotels, of taxis, everything was incredibly cheap. And then I mentioned a story about how I had a pretty bad knee injury that happened to me during a soccer game, and I went to the hospital. I got it checked out. I got an MRI. I got an X-ray. I got prescribed pain medication to help with the pain. And I told him I had no insurance. I received the bill at the end of all that, and it was about 180 to $200, somewhere in that range. And when that happened to me, I couldn't believe it. And I told this story to Luigi, and he couldn't believe it either. I remember telling him also my younger brother is a nurse, and I sent him a picture of the receipt, and I told my brother, and he was also in shock. So it was a huge moment where he just couldn't believe how inexpensive things were without any insurance at all over here in Thailand.